Okay, welcome back to some Mechabellum here. We're going to do some tests. I kind of did some already with spider mines and turrets, but we're going to do some more. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to look at, excuse me, we're going to look at does the do the battlefield powers in the game give you XP when they destroy something? So we looked at a lot of stuff. We looked at turrets, for example, and we looked at spider mines. But now what we're going to do is we are actually going to come up here. Why is anti-armor cannon up there twice? It's weird. Anyways, we're gonna look at sentry missile, for example. We're gonna look at where's my powers here? Missile strike, things like that. Let's see what that does. All right, so without further ado, let's switch sides. Let's get these guys because they're slow, very slow. All right, so the first thing, actually, let's put them up here at the front. We'll swap back around. So the first thing we're going to test is the sentry missile. Does it give you XP when it kills these fangs? Oh, it did. So the sentry missile does give you XP. I didn't get this clicked on fast enough, so let's do it again. All right, one more time, just to showcase. Watch. See? So the sentry missile will give you XP. Now, what happens if you have multiple units? I'm going to assume that it's like the defensive fortifications, that it will spread it between the units on the board. So let's see what happens. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put the actual missile out there. Whoops. Oops. Bear with me. Yes, yes. Thank you. All right, now we do it. I have to remember to actually do this correctly. Yes, so it will distribute the XP evenly between all the units. All right. That's very interesting. So we know that the sentry missile will give you, it does not waste XP, it does yield XP, so that's good to know. What about missile strike? Missile strike to it? Missile strike also does it, so your XP is not wasted, it is conserved, and it's given again in equal portions to all the units. So, because we're getting a lot of XP on there, let's go ahead and just wipe them all. Doesn't really matter what unit we use, we just want to see, does the battlefield power have the effect? In theory, the Rhino should gather its own XP, okay? Shouldn't give any to these guys. We're going to check it out and see. Hey, XP came to him. So XP was given when the Rhino dropped on the units and destroyed them, but none when the Rhino destroyed the units themselves. Alright, so what happens if we put the Rhino to the side? I'm going to presume that no XP is given at all. I'm going to presume that the only time you get XP is when the Rhino drops directly on them. Let's see. Yeah, so it's only when the Rhino drops directly on them. So when you use your unit drops offensively to land them on enemy units, the enemy units that are destroyed from that drop will yield XP, just like if it was from a missile strike, evenly across whatever units you have on the board. All right. Let's see. Missile. These guys, I'm not going to test them because they're going to come out just like the Rhino that drops to the side. Same thing with the arrow units. No real reason to do that. I wonder why there's 2 Rhino assaults. Let's see. Incendiary bomb. Let's test incendiary bomb. Will incendiary bomb yield XP? It does. We saw it creep up, and we have XP. What are we at? 108? 108. Alright, we'll go another round. So let's do oil. So an incendiary bomb plus oil yield XP. I'm going to predict the oil will give XP as well. Yes, we went from 108 to 216, so the oil did give XP as well. All right. So let's review. This shares XP with all your units. This shares XP with all your units. So will the Fire Badger if it lands directly on top of units and kills the units. Any of these that spawn units will not yield any XP or share any XP if they're spawned to the side such that they don't damage enemy units and then they attack and kill units. The physical act of attacking and killing the units does not give XP. Only the act of physically dropping on top of their heads and damaging or killing them gives XP. Let's do Acid Blast. I'm going to assume Acid Blast will do it because we've been seeing that all along so far. Actually, the Acid Blast takes so little health off of them, it's not going to kill them in time. I need to do a higher HP unit for the Acid Blast to work. Whoops, wrong side of the battlefield. He may get clear of it too before he actually dies from it. Well, phooey. Kind of hard to test that one because the units get out of the acid before they actually get a chance to be destroyed. But we're going to assume it does the same thing because everything else has so far. There's no reason for us to suspect it wouldn't. It would probably make sense if it did. Let's do orbital bombardment next. Let's see, he's at 60. He's at 956. Alright, so it also shares XP. I only got 2, fangs, but it did demonstrate that it does share. Got a couple in the front. He did go from 60 up to 72, so it also shares XP equally between units. Okay, let's see what else have we got to do here. Not going to bother testing these because, again, we tested the Rhino earlier. We're going to use that as a stand-in. Again, any units that drop physically will do it. Others that don't, that fall to the side, will not. We'll do Lightning Storm. We'll do Ion Blast, Javelin. We'll do all these. Alright. Next up is Ion Blast. I'm going to predict again that it does yield XP. Alright, here we go. Yep, XP is growing on them, so it does yield XP. We can see that very clearly. Nice. Alright, so XP is shared from the Ion Blast. Now, what about the Javelin? We're at 108 XP again. We jumped quite a bit, so the Javelin does also keep the XP and share it equally between all the units. And what's that? Lightning Storm, I think. I'm going to predict, since all of them have so far, that it also will. Yep, XP is growing up on both of them. So once again, Lightning also shares XP equally with all the units that are on the field. Nice. Good to know all that. I'm going to try the acid one more time. These guys are at 652 each. Probably should have buffed this thing, make them just stand the acid longer. If this fails, I'll do it one more time. I'll buff the bejeebers out of the fortification on this so that they just stand there in the acid for a long time. $760 to 1060. So yes, the acid also captures the XP and once again shares it equally with everything there. Alright, this is a little bit of nonsense with the final thing we do. Okay, with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was educational. Just remember, all your battlefield powers will conserve XP. You do not lose XP for using them. They will distribute it equally among all the units that you have out on the field. The caveat being, any battlefield powers that spawn a unit, like the Rhino Assault, for example, will only do that if the Rhino Assault or the Vulcan Assault or any of the other cards you pick that are like that, if they drop and they land on and kill units in the physical act of dropping onto the battlefield. Once they're on the field, any kills they make go to their XP, not your other unit's XP. So those are lost XP opportunities. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to tune in next time. If you liked the video, subscribe. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.